from Houston, Texas. Got Mix News presents The Mix Report, the podcast where you can stay in the mix with sports and entertainment news.
Hey, welcome, sports enthusiasts, to another exciting episode of The Mix Report. I'm your host, Taiwan Mixon, and today we have a topic that's close to the hearts of many aspiring young athletes and parents, which is the truth about the high school recruiting football process. I'm your host, T Mix, and that's what I'm here for, to help you parents and athletes understand today's recruiting process. First of all, I want to thank you for being patient and allowing us to put our show together. And let's get started. Let's jump right into it. Many young athletes today, they dream of playing college ball, professional ball, whether it be in the NFL, CFL, USFL, and used to be XFL. And many times I get asked a question like, what does it take for me to get noticed? How do I get out? And that process can be overwhelming at times, but first thing players need to understand about this journey is you can't do anything without having grades. That's key. If you don't have any grades, you can't get into college, you can't get into school, in which it causes a huge trickle-down effect from the standpoint of trying to get recruited, and trying to get noticed. There's a lot of different success stories of players you might know, families you might know, who went through the recruiting process, but that's their story. And you have to kind of come up with your own story in this process. And to me, I sum up the recruiting process as an actual game. It's called the recruiting game. It's a game, folks. The recruiting process is a big old game. You're either going to win or you're going to lose. And it's really up to you on how you look at things, how you process things as a player and as a parent. So first thing you need to understand is the process needs to start early. Coaches are actively scouting, whether it be on social media, as freshmen, sophomores. Those are the key crucial years for you as an athlete, that freshman and sophomore year. Athletes need to start showcasing their skills, building their foundation early. You have some guys, they start 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade, just starting to hone their craft in order to get to high school so they can either start on varsity as a freshman or become an impact player on the freshman team. One common misconception is that your talent alone will get you noticed. While talent is very important, but it's not the only factor. College coaches, they look for qualities such as discipline, work ethic, character, and being a well-rounded individual, both on and off the field. It makes a huge difference. And also, too, coaches are looking at those helicopter dads, or helicopter moms. If you're looking to try to be in the huddle during the game, that's just it's not gonna fly everywhere. Because you can't be on the field when they're in the pros. You can't be on the field when they're in college. You have to make a good selection of schools you choose, and then you have to trust the coaches that have given you the opportunity to walk on or obtain a scholarship. You can't be in the huddle calling the plays for your coach. You can't be on the sideline trying to encourage the coach and the play calling. It just won't work, folks. It might work in little league, but when it gets to high school, college, and pros, it just can't happen. But it's I want to sum it up to is kind of with the process as far as coaches as if, you either have a favorite food, you either like apple pie or you don't. You either like Pringles or you don't. You like Flamin' Hot Cheetos or you like regular chips. The coaches have their picks. They know who they want. And sometimes you have a lot of those players that slip through the cracks, in which your bag of Lay's potato chips and the coaches don't really look at Lay's. They don't want Lay's. But those Lay's have been sitting there for years and years and years. And boom, all of a sudden you put a little hot sauce on them, and boom, you got a stud player right here. And you're like, where has this guy been? That's the recruiting process. So you got a lot of players that get overlooked, and they end up having to go different routes, whether it be junior college. And especially nowadays, the recruiting process has changed so much from when I was in school that you got this thing called the transfer portal now in college football, to where colleges, they're looking for some of these players that are already ready to go, that have already spent a year in college, that have the weight on them. They understand what it's like to be a college athlete, and that's their big recruiting hub. And then they treat high school as if high school, they're only picking the top percentile of players to be a part of their program. And so the transfer portal is really, really taking a big hit for high school football. But the thing is, there's no excuse, folks. You have Division II, you got Division III, you got junior college, you got NAIA, you got Backyard Bandits, you got flag, adult men's league. You got so many different leagues. If you want to play football, there's an opportunity for each and every one of you to get out there and play. A lot of people are picky in this process on what they want. Some people, they have big dreams, and those big dreams are not really reality. You want to play at Alabama, but you're 4'5", 180 pounds, and you don't fit into anybody's mold. So that's where things get tricky. You as a parent and as a player have to face reality. Hey, these are the cards I've been given. What am I going to do with them? And those are things that you got to have realistic expectations. And I'm not saying that to not dream. I believe you should have a dream on where your kid wants to play or what he wants to accomplish, but there should be a goal in mind. There should be an end game. And a lot of us are dreaming or living our dreams through our children, and that's just not fair to the player. But a key thing here, high school coaches and trainers and parents play a pivotal role in this process. You should actively communicate with college coaches, promote your player, and help them to create standout highlight tapes. I know coaches normally do a great job with this in huddle all over the country. A lot of them have strong relationships with schools and coaches. But what if they don't, folks? What if you're at a school where your coach has no juice? What if you're at a school and your coach doesn't even care about the recruiting process? Then what do? You have to ask yourself, what can I do as a parent to get my child noticed? What can I do as a parent to fix the situation? You can never always lay the blame on someone else. You got to kind of look at self and do an evaluation and, hey, seek out some of these services and see what they have to offer. See, can it help you? Because you have some good guys out there that have been in the game for a while that have been doing some great things on the East Coast, West Coast, down south, New York. I've met guys that are all over the country that are doing an excellent job and helping their kids, So it's not one-sided here. You have to have a great mindset about the whole process, and then you have to be proactive in what you're doing. You can't sit on the sideline waiting for something to come to you, because it's not going to happen that way. apart from excelling on the field, athletes, you need to understand that you should attend college camps, showcases, and other opportunities such as 7-on-7, combines, etc. There's many different ways to build your online presence. Social media can be a huge, powerful tool that you can utilize to really build your brand and showcase your achievements as well as your talent. It's called X now, folks. X. You got Instagram. You got college coaches that are actively on these social media platforms. Many times I get parents and athletes say, I don't have a social media account. The child doesn't have one. So how is that child going to get noticed if they're not on social media and those coaches talk directly to parents, coaches, and athletes online? You got to get out of the Stone Age, folks. The process has changed, and you got to catch up with the times. It's crucial that you maintain a positive mindset about this process. Every parent that's tuning in today, every athlete that's tuning in today has been told the word no or been told the word yes. Rejections are a part of the process. Perseverance is key. Players should also have a backup plan. Consider academic opportunities, such as smaller schools, even walk-on. There's so many different ways you can get an opportunity, and there's multiple paths to success. I can remember a guy right now offhand named Mike Haas. Mike Haas played for Oregon State. Mike Haas had so much confidence, so much juice when he would line up out there at receiver. Do you understand, folks? Go look up Mike Haas. Played for Oregon State. Won the Biletnikoff Award. Won the best receiver in the nation award. They didn't give him a scholarship. He had to earn it. So there's a lot of different testimonies like Mike Haas out there. It's just to each his own. What's your story going to be? I want to thank you all for having me online this evening. I hope this discussion helps some of these young athletes and families and parents on their recruiting journey. If you have any questions, you can email me at gotmixinfo@gmail.com. Again, that's gotmixinfo@gmail.com. And my name is Taiwan Mixon. You're tuning into the Mix Report, and you just got mixed.
Live from Houston, Texas. Got Mix News presents The Mix Report, the podcast where you can stay in the mix with sports and entertainment news.